Research suggests 1 in 2 of us will develop cancer at some point in our lives, but its prevalence doesn't make a diagnosis any less daunting. Head and neck cancers are rising at a particularly alarming rate, with a 25% increase among women and an 18% increase among men in the last decade. Tongue cancer, once relatively rare, is also on the rise, with 900 women diagnosed last year, an increase of 45% in 10 years. For men, the numbers are even higher, up 58% in the same period, with 1,700 diagnosed annually. Janet West from Hook in Hampshire learned she had tongue cancer in March. She invited BBC South to chart her journey through treatment and a major operation. She hopes that sharing her story will give strength to others facing a similar battle. I spoke to Janet and her surgeon a little earlier. But first, here's Alistair Fee. You may find some scenes in his report upsetting.
Fit and healthy, dancing is one of Janet's favourite things. In her late 60s, she's had a rich and varied life, in lecturing, broadcast and even as a pilot. But behind the smile at this evening out in Fleet, she hides a secret. In 10 days, she will face her biggest challenge.
I've been diagnosed with tongue cancer, which is growing quickly and is aggressive. And it's on the side of my tongue towards my throat.
Having never smoked and as a moderate drinker, it's a terrible shock.
I cried all the way back from the hospital because no one was with me that day when I found out. And yeah, you start thinking, am I going to die? My goodness, what are they going to do? Oh, I'm sure they're just going to cut it out and it'll be fine. You go up and down. It's the weirdest feeling.
She first noticed a white patch on her tongue 7 years ago. Until recently, tests proved inconclusive.
Feels like a red-hot poker at the back of my tongue. Yeah, and it hurts to swallow, it hurts to spit, it hurts to yawn, it hurts to sneeze.
How are you?
Tomorrow, on her 68th birthday at Oxford's Churchill Hospital, she will have a third of her tongue removed before it's reconstructed.
I'm hoping that we have a good prognosis because the tumour appears to be reasonably small. However, it will all be down to few other factors. One is, has the cancer spread to the glands in the neck? And also the tumour biology, how aggressive it is. Not necessarily all small cancers behave well.
After a restless night, Janet will soon be under anaesthetic till early evening. The team who will care for her is extensive, with many years of experience between them. It's 8 a.m. and there's a long day ahead.
So measuring the tumour, making sure that we have a margin of at least centimetre all around it.
2 operations take place simultaneously on her neck and also her arm.
It's going very well. We have exposed the area where we're going to harvest the glands now. So we're making progress.
Some 44 lymph nodes must be removed. These will be tested to see if the cancer has spread. They cut 5 millimetres around the cancerous tumour to ensure all the bad cells are taken out. Her tongue is reconstructed using tissue taken from her arm.
We have taken the skin from her arm and basically traced the blood vessels all the way up. So we've got 2 blood vessels. So what we're going to do once they are ready, we're going to detach it, cut the blood vessel here, and then we're going to anastomose or connect it to the blood vessels in the neck.
At times there are 14 people in theatre, but this is a regular operation, often 2 are performed a week. The cases of oral cancer are rising. By 7 p.m, after more than 11 hours, the operation is complete.
We managed to achieve what we wanted to, i.e. get the cancer out and get the glands from the neck, and then we have reconstructed her tongue with the skin from the forearm. She's done extremely well. She's been stable all throughout. We didn't have any kind of problems with her heart or her lungs. Yes, very pleased.
Exhausted but in good spirits, I meet up with Janet 2 days later.
She had a great start immediately after the operation. I think what's happened now is that she's got tired because of the situation that she's been in, and she's not used to sitting still for so long. So she would like to be active.
So can you close your lips and blow out your cheeks?
2 weeks after her operation and her speech is coming on well.
Well done. Good, good. Yes.
The operation has been a success, but Janet has had an anxious wait for pathology results on the glands that were removed from her neck.
The cancer is all out. Okay. And it hasn't spread to the glands in the neck.
Oh, I want to hug you.
Okay. Janet is doing extremely well, and as expected, she has healed well. She is very fit for her age, and she's a non-smoker. That makes it a lot easier for her body to heal.
While it will be months before she's fully recovered, Janet's progress has been swift, and just like this cloudless spring day, she's in the clear.
I tried to be really positive. I kept imagining Mr. Prabhu saying to me, "I've got great news, Janet. There is no cancer in your lymph nodes." And that helped me keep positive, because over the time of having cancer, you do get dark moments. But no, at the moment, I have no cancer.
It's a journey she hopes will inspire others and raise awareness of this rare cancer, but one that can be treated successfully if caught early. Alistair Fee, BBC South Today.
Well, Janet and Satish are with us in the studio. Janet, first of all, how are you?
Feeling good, getting used to what is a new normal for me, but can't believe I'm getting better so quickly.
How's life changed? What are you doing different now before the surgery?
Eating. I am eating rather than through a tube, but it has to be soft food. With the speech therapy, I've been having to find out where my tongue is, because with a third of it not being able to feel it, it's got a blood supply, but it can't feel it. And I can't risk biting it, because if I bit it or chewed it, I wouldn't feel it. My arm is a little bit stiff because a muscle and a nerve were taken out, so I'm having physio for that. But I've been told that hopefully 6 months from now, I'm going to get to almost my normal, but a new normal.
And why did you want your story told? Because a lot of people might find it intrusive having cameras there.
Well, I was so upset when I was diagnosed with cancer, as most people would be. I'm a pretty sort of positive person. So I thought, well, how could I turn this negative thing into something positive? And if by making the awareness of tongue cancer, because I hadn't heard about it until I got it, making the awareness to the public might help one or two people, perhaps somebody who binge drinks or somebody who smokes too heavily might think, oh, I don't want to go through what she went through. And if it meant that even only one or two people might change their lifestyle and not have cancer, I'd feel I'd been able to do something.
And Satish, turning to you, why are we seeing such an increase in cancers of the head and neck?
The main reason is the HPV virus that is sort of common in tongue, that is in the posterior part of the tongue and also in the tonsillar area. The tongue itself and the oral cavity, we are seeing a slight increase in non-smokers. We don't know the exact reason. Especially in women after the age of 60, we are seeing a slight increase. We don't know the reason, but we do know that the cell's ability to repair when there is a cancerous change has decreased or absent, and that's the reason we are seeing more cancers.
Does alcohol play a big part in that?
Yes, alcohol and smoking is the known risk factors for oral cancer. And obviously 90% of our patients are smokers and drinkers, but obviously Janet is not.
What are the warning signs? What should you be looking out for?
Ulcers on the tongue or in the mouth that last for more than 3 weeks, any lumps, any red patches or white patches that are there for more than 3 weeks, any lumps in the neck, any difficulty in swallowing, pain going to the ear when they swallow. All these are sort of alarming signs that needs investigation, and they need to see the dentist or the GP.
Because it's hidden, I suppose it's difficult to actually quantify, what's actually going on in there. Is a dentist the best person to see? Would they have more expertise than a GP?
That's right. Oral cavity, dentists are well trained to look into the mouth and make a diagnosis. Yes, that's right.
Satish, thank you very much indeed. And Janet, thank you for coming in, and we wish you continued good health. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Thank you.